Okay, welcome to level 1, lesson 3 of my trading school. Now that you understand what trading is and how people trade, the next step is understanding how price is displayed on the actual chart and what us traders look at. And that is where candlesticks come in. I'm going to show you my chart so you'll be able to get a good visual, but candlesticks are what us traders look at, and it basically is a visual representation or display of what price is doing for a specific period of time. If you're like most people, you look at a chart like this and are like, what in the heck am I looking at? And also, why is it called a candlestick? Well, it kind of just looks like one. There's no specific reason. And there are 4 parts to a candlestick. And again, that is a visual representation of what price is doing for a specific period of time. The 4 parts is there is an open, there's a high, there's a low, and there's a close. Now, before I get into the 4 parts of a candlestick, let's talk about the visual representation given a specific time. Now, you can look at the chart and filter through specific time frames. What you see on my chart here is a daily time frame. So every little bar that you can see is representative of a full day's worth of price movement. Now you can go to the 4-hour, which means every single candlestick that you see is representative of 4 hours worth of time price movement. You can go to the hourly. You can go all the way down to the 1 minute. That is the lowest time frame that I use. You can go down to the 1 second if you want. What the key takeaway of this is, every bar that you see is always going to have a designated time that is a visual representation of what price is doing for that specific period of time. For example, this is the 1 minute, so every single candle is worth 60 seconds of time. I'm gonna go to the daily, just a little bit easier to see everything. Again, every single candle is worth 1 day of price action or price movement. Now, you're probably wondering, why are some candles dark and why are some candles light? For example, I have mine set to black and white. It's just an easy visual representation, but you can definitely just have it green and red like standard, but I like my own settings of the black and white. It just is a little bit more simple for me. Now, if you remember, price goes up and price goes down. A bullish candle is a white candle. For my scenario, for the standard scenario, it's just going to be a green colored candle. And why is that white or green? It's going to go back to the open, high, low, and close. Every candle has 4 parts. Okay, I wanted to draw a diagram to show you guys from a very easy visual perspective what makes a candle a bullish candle, or in my case, a white candle. Well, when the new day opens, because I'm looking at the daily time frame, there is always going to be a candle open, right? Price has to open somewhere. So the candle will open right there. And the candle has 24 total hours to go up and down and up and down. And this candle is going to be a daily representation of what that does for those 24 hours. Now the candle is also going to have a low, which means price went down to its lowest point within those 24 hours. It's also going to have a high, which is the highest point price reached in those 24 hours. And then when those 24 hours is up, it is going to have a close, which is the spot when the 24 hours is up and a new daily candle is set to open. This would make a bullish candle, or in my case, a candle that is white, or an accumulation candle. Basically, all that a candle tells you is what price did for X amount of time. For this case and scenario, price opened here, moved around throughout those 24 hours, and closed higher, meaning a bullish candle. Now, how do you make a bearish candle, or a distribution candle, or a candle that is down? And in my case and scenario, that would be black, because that's how I color coordinate my things. But for a traditional setup, it's going to be red. Again, because whenever you open a chart and you don't mess around with the colors, green is up, red is down, like I mentioned. The exact same thing happens. A new day opens, which means a new daily candle has to open right here. A new high gets put into place where price within those 24 hours went the highest it went. There is also a new low that gets put into place where price is the lowest it went for those 24 hours. And then there is another close. Again, all this is saying is price opened here and 24 hours later, it closed here, which means over the past 24 hours, price dropped. And that daily candle is going to be a representation of that. For this, I'm going to go to the monthly chart. So every single candle you see on here is representative of 30 whole days of price action. Now, let's just use this white candle as an example. This is the open right here. Price then pushed down just a little bit, right where my arrow is pushing. And price also went up a lot to the highest point it went for that month and closed right there. Now let's use this black candle as an example. Price opened right here. It also went up just a little bit during that month. And you can see during this full month of price action, because again, one candle is 30 days representative of time, it dropped a lot and it went as low as this point right here. And then the 30 days was up and it closed right here. This was the month of March. This is what happened in one whole month. And again, this happens on every time frame. This is the 1 minute time frame. Price opened here, pushed up and closed here. Price opened here, pushed up and closed here. Price opened here, pushed up higher. Price opened here, fell lower, hence the dark candle. Okay, something important to note here is this part of the candle is considered the body, and this part of the candle and this part of the candle are considered the wicks. Candlesticks help us understand momentum, rejection, control, but they do not work alone at all. So now that you can read and understand what a candle is, which is what every single trader looks at, the next step is understanding some patterns, how they form direction, and how traders can take advantage of what specific candlesticks do in order to make profit on the market. That's where basic trends and market structure and stuff like that comes into play, which I'm going to be covering in the future videos. But again, this is a fantastic core concept that is very helpful for you to understand and is just going to help propel you into further understanding things at a deeper level.